welcome back. I'm actually filming this on my phone because my camera needs batteries and I haven't gotten them. And yes, I painted my nails because this is 2020 and we are allowed to express ourselves the way we want to express ourselves. So, what are we going to talk about? I don't know. We're going to talk about mental health because, of course, if you guys check on TikTok, you guys will know I post a lot of mental health videos because it's a wonderful thing to do and I'm very excited about it. Now, some people probably don't like it. That is fine. Yeah, so let's talk about mental health and really what is mental health for me. And I'm going to tell a couple stories and maybe make you guys laugh. So, I think, for me, I always hid my mental health. I think just because, I was like, I didn't want to be like that weird kid, I was like the weird kid, but like I didn't want to be the weird kid, the one that like picks his nose and like eats lunch in the corner. Like, I didn't want to be that kind of person. But, yeah, I had always struggled with mental health. And, it was even before 2016. I think it really started 2014. I think it was really middle school. And I think I remember getting bullied a lot. Because I think that really was my fault. It was. I remember this. I was trying to be a big and tough. Because I was going to fight people. And then I was like, John, you can't fight people. Like, you can't fight people. Because you're going to get whipped, right? But with my physique now, I could take on anybody. But it's one of those things where I think my mouth, came my ass and I completely got my butt whooped. But, I'm still very grateful for doing that. I don't know. But, it was tough. It's tough getting bullied, especially at that young age. Because I thought, if I bully, then I'm okay. Like, if I bully, then they're gonna think I'm cool. And like that didn't fly, right? Like a fat woman in a slingshot. Like, it's not gonna go anywhere. But I think learning from that has made me a better person. Another example of a mental breakdown. Well, not mental breakdown. I don't really have mental breakdowns. I have mental eat downs where I eat half of Roanoke County. And, or drank a lot. I think it was high school, 10th grade. And this is just right after, my mother had passed. And I didn't know what I was doing. Right? I remember we had gym class and I had to run. And I know you guys are thinking, John, you have such a great physique. Why do you shouldn't have a problem running, right? But no, like I didn't want to run. And I think at that time I wasn't in a mental place. And I think I regret saying a lot of stuff that I said, to my gym teacher. Because I'm not going to run. So I made up excuses. I faked an ankle injury. I faked an ankle injury to get out of running. Right? I should have won the Academy Award, but I didn't. Oh well, we get over it. Boo hoo hoo. Shit, life's tough. So, I, faked the injury, blah blah blah, blah blah blah, blah blah, And, yeah, that was all said and done with. And I remember, just going into the locker room and just not having any motivation. And it wasn't like, and I love my body. It wasn't that like I love my body. But I think it was more mentally that I would go home and it would just be me. My dad would be here, but, goes to bed. And it'd just be me. And I think I was looking for something, but I don't know what I was looking for. And I think that was the toughest thing to do, right? Was something, and of course, I had a lot of feelings about things and people and guys, and it was a very unique experience for gym class. And I hated gym class. I think mentally I shouldn't have never done mental health class. And then we go into 10th grade, right? And this ties into that. I remember, math class. I was always bad at math. I'm bad at math now. Hell, I can't add 2 to 2 to get 4, And I remember failing math, right? Like geometry. Like, John, do you think you're like, John, it should be easy. And I think it was. And I think I went through a lot. And so I had failed the class. Like, oh, crap. I was failing the class. Like, what do I do? How do I do this? And I remember, like, I had I had 2 teachers, none of them were on my side, and I was digging the hole as far as that hole could be dug, and I was just going deeper, and deeper, and deeper, and deeper, and, I felt like, what do I do, right, and I didn't, and so they suggested summer school, or tutoring, which I'm not a tutor person, like, it's not, for some reason, it just doesn't connect and click, and I was so mad mentally, because I know what I'm good at, and I knew what I needed, but that was something that I knew that I was like, I shouldn't do. So we did it anyway. I kept failing. It kept getting worse and worse and worse, to the point of I had to do summer school. So I do summer school, and it's it's a circus. We have everything in there except for the fucking ringleader, right? We got lions, tigers, bears, a fat woman in the back eating cake. It's literally a circus, right? And I feel like I'm on freaking Heat of the Night. There's people being arrested and cops showing up, and it was a very traumatic experience. But I think in my mind I was like, I've got to get through this so I can go on to 11th grade. That was always the motivator, is get through summer school. And I hated summer school because I felt in my mind that I had failed summer school, because it was, I hadn't done summer school since 2007-ish, right? And it was like 2017. So it was like 15 years later or something like that. I'm not good at math. Oh. Yas, Rylan. But anyway, no, I did it and it came out of it. It's great. Wonderful. And then I had gotten through that. And then I went into 11th grade, and I was like, what do I do? I've got to do something for a career. And I started doing comedy, more comedy, right? Because I was never good at sports. I'm terrible at sports. I'm okay at playing instruments, but not really. I'm terrible at math, terrible at science, but I was always funny. I was always a comedian, and that was something that I was really good at, and still am good at today. Like Casey Anthony killing her children. I'm good at comedy, she's good at killing people. But anyway, no, that was a moment of awakening, like, oh my god, I can do this, right? So I started pursuing comedy. I think for me, comedy has always been a way of helping, not of a way of hurting. And I started taking comedy seriously, and I remember in high school really feeling better about myself in the last 2 years than I ever had. And still to this day, I remember looking back and still feeling better about those 2 years, because I think I wasn't afraid to be who I wanted to be, and not be afraid mentally, like, okay, yeah, I'm not great at math, but I'm great at history.